So we're on technically day 8, but this is a recap of day 7 and 8. Yesterday went really bad for the monkey mind and just the anxiety. And everything I feared that was going to happen happened because I let it. And I shouldn't have even been that insecure in myself. I put so much pressure and weight. What I do when I get anxious is I will overcompensate by giving myself more work to take my mind off what I was doing. And I fell into that, and I leaned heavily into that. And now I'd cancelled 2 interviews for the podcast because of some stupid thing to do with my software and it just not working and me getting so fixated on it. And the issue is, I was so excited to be able to do it, and then this happened. It hit me hard. They were just casual conversations. I have great questions, and I'm still bogged down about that. I'm still in my own head on set now, but procrastination and my inability to tackle it in the moment spiraled. And there was major delays, and it let a lot of people down. It let me down, and in that moment, self-doubt was playing in, and I was like, I'm not disciplined enough. Why am I doing this? Everything just went, and I was like, why are you doing this? Why are you always messing up? Always messing up. Sound familiar? If you've ever been in that moment, and you see how quickly these things turn and pivot, and the floodgates open and all of these thoughts come in, and that's what I really regret. So I sat with it for the rest of the night, and it felt bad. I went to sleep in a very bad state, and I was like, tomorrow will be better, tomorrow will be better. And when I use the narrative, I'm a failure, I have to reframe it and say stuff like, it's a setback, it's another setback. If this happens again, there'll be another setback. You need to prepare to succeed rather than, if anything, I was preparing to fail. I let people down, but I am making amends and growing. That's kind of the sense I'm in. So I did the hard thing, and I apologized, and I reached out, and I explained, and I got on calls with them, and they were very, very good conversations. But at the end of the day, I still don't like the fact that I did leave those people down. And more importantly, I made a decision that I'm not going to overload myself for today, day 8, with that anxiety. I would have, and that's something from, the tricks that we've always talked about, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just go. Slowing down, prioritizing, and tackling the intention. Or at least I think. So, shifting of energy, trying to have a completely different reality. It's an experience, getting to be here, getting to be so close, getting to be with such an intimate crew who I do know from over the year, close-knit group of people. And the energy here, the vibe is great. I can't show you anything, but there's a better sense of, self-awareness and that little voice saying, are you doing enough? Are you doing enough? Not really choosing to feed that voice right now. Instead of being consumed by the fear and the anxiety. The anxiety isn't me, so it's just a habit, and habits are meant to be broken if they are demoralizing to you. So just interrupting that anxious loop today, doing work, and I'm here with people I adore and admire, getting to do something creative, something I love, and taking that pressure off myself. When you step out of your own head and you stop over-analyzing and not worrying and thinking about how you're being perceived, you realize that that moment is actually a gift, and trying to take everything with gratitude and be grateful for it. Day 7 was a learning, and the final takeaway is you're not a failure or a setback, and you shouldn't let that define you, but how you respond to the voice in your head. I don't even know if I'm making that much sense. Anxiety convinces you that you have to do everything all at once, and you don't. And you slow down, and you prioritize, and you execute with intention. apologize when you need to, but don't dwell, learn and adapt. And I think that's what I'm taking away, that's what I'm taking from this. I don't know about like the weight, but I'm trying to remember why I'm starting this, why I started. Day 8 is just going to be a little bit of proof that yeah, we all have off days, but you can come back from them. If you're new here, we're doing the 75 hard challenge, and it took a toll. That's all right. But thank you for following along, and that's BTS for this journey. See you. Boom. We're back. We're actually fed and watered, and now just going for a walk before we go back on set. But day 8. It's interesting because like how the mindset will just shift, because when you layer the thought process on top of the emotions and you spiral, it's not that great. But I think it's being able to practice the consistency of, like pulling yourself out of your own monkey mind and, taking away those layers and just looking at everything for what it actually is. And what's really hitting is how, the intent shapes like the world around you, not so much like the lifestyle, but just in terms of like your overlook on life, and not looking towards like demonizing everything or just looking at the worst case scenario for every outcome and trying to prepare for that. It's I really don't know what I'm saying. It's like how you show up for yourself. Can I place you there? Yeah. It's really about showing up for me and what I was doing, or what I'm trying to do still, especially if I fall like this quickly. But Vex King talks a lot about shaping your reality, self-mastery, controlling and understanding yourself deeply enough that will align with what your current goal or purpose is. And my alignment, my clarity was dismantled by myself. There's really nothing more to say. That I shot myself in the foot, and it was self-sabotage, and I'm just glad that I'm aware of that right now, because this is why I set myself up for failure. Actually, it is, and I'm not used to getting mixed feedback where I can look inward on myself. I guess I've always just been looking for like that acceptance from other people to tell me when I'm doing stuff right. And I think having a passion, for yourself is a good thing, and a purpose. It's what we call over here notions. It's like you love yourself. Yeah, love yourself, and put your energy into growth, and stop trying to demonize yourself as you're growing. I think I need to start noticing when I have the opportunity to kind of reflect on that more. But there is power in the intention. And who was I listening to? Stephen Bartlett talks a lot about how people are afraid to even just start, and overthink and doubt and hesitate, and pot calling the kettle. That's me. And it's all about the way you approach your relationships. There isn't just one way. I'm so off tangent, but like there's no script, and you have to experiment, and you have to do that with yourself. And that's exactly, I guess, what's happening right now. Instead of treating myself badly for messing up yesterday, already asserted myself, got one of the interviews already lined up, going to do the other one, had an amazing conversation with a great friend, and we were very transparent in what our goals in this relationship is, which I'm quite happy about, and which I never took as an achievement last night when I was demoralizing myself. And I need to stop overanalyzing, and instead of hesitating, just lean into the momentum. Today I met a bunch of people who I didn't know. I met a bunch of people who I've met for ages, but like very insecure to talk to, having just great open casual conversations. And there is no just one day you wake up and you become like the person you want to be. So if I just do these small tiny steps every single day, then it'll be better. And I guess that's what taking my power back for today is. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it there because I really don't know what I'm saying. So yeah, day 8 of 75 hard. Physically, I feel good, except for the fact I fell down the stairs last night, but instead of like falling down, I kind of just fell on my back. But instead of hitting my arse first, I hit my back. So that's painful. Knew I wasn't going to be able to do any fitness today, so tomorrow's going to be more. I'm walking around when they don't need me, so still getting in that, keeping that discipline. In terms of reading, I have a long drive back, so can't wait to be listening to some more audiobooks. I think I'm going to... Or there's a new podcast on Jay Shetty's On Purpose. I might listen to that. Anyway, I don't have any takeaways. I'm just waffling, but I hope you have a good day, the day you deserve. Hey, this is Stuart, 75 Hard.